Here at Science of Stupid, we are big fans of winter sports. They provide our research teams with vast amounts of data to analyse, and snowboarding is one of their favourite areas of investigation. Some people like the raw poetry of it all, but I prefer the cold, hard physics. This researcher is looking into the different ways of turning, and she seems to be making good headway. My own area of research focuses on how the more you concentrate on selfies, the less you can concentrate on carving. Carving on a snowboard is essentially turning by digging an edge in. It allows you to corner more efficiently, meaning you lose less speed on moderate slopes and are better able to control your speed on steep slopes. It's all useful stuff to know. Our man must tilt his centre of mass beyond his base of support to create a turning effect that digs the edge of the board into the snow. The shape of the board, sides cut in and nose and tail raised, combine to create a curve with a given radius of curvature while keeping only the edge digging into the snow. Leaning in also helps him balance himself against the centrifugal force of his turn. But he needs to be wary of catching an edge. So that's some of the science, but what happens when we put theory into practice in the real world? This skiing cameraman is perfectly in control, but that snowboarder on the left... yeah, he's not in control. The boarder leans his centre of mass inwards to start the carve, but he's not cornering fast enough to generate sufficient centrifugal force, so his centre of mass is well outside his base of support, leading to a turning effect. And an awkward chat with that skier. This guy is clearly at the beginning of his snowboarding adventure, and he is tentatively getting to grips with the concept of carving. Nice jump, but try to stay focused. I said try to... oh, he didn't hear me. This brave beginner carves some gentle turns, but loses focus as he celebrates and ends up with his centre of mass too far back, making the edge of his board dig into the snow, slowing it down a little bit quicker than he was expecting. This boarder is attempting to carve in the deep snow found off-piste, which is much harder. But at least it makes falling a lot softer. Swings and roundabouts. Love a wedding, and my favourite moment is always the first dance. But what science are these newlyweds about to show us? Did you guess what science these loved-up lovebirds were about to demonstrate? If you said turning effect or moment, take your seat at the top table. As the blushing bride approaches her gorgeous groom, he grasps her below her hips to lift her up. But his support is not aligned with her centre of mass, which is located near her belly button. Gravity acts on that centre of mass at some distance from the upward force from his hands, creating a turning effect that ensures this marriage starts with a bang. I like to think of myself as a pretty stable kind of guy, and that's because I keep my centre of mass above my base of support. Something that's made easier because I have ankles that are fit for purpose and built for the job. Doing a handstand is complicated by the wrist joint being weaker and less able to remain static at large angles of extension, although this chap's made it look rather easy. And doing a handstand on stilts adds an extra level of difficulty, so having plenty of space is probably advisable. I think she might need some more practice, but she's still better than me, even after studying the science. Staying stable in a handstand relies on keeping the centre of mass above the base of support. You can usually take small steps with your hands to help with this. But when doing a handstand on stilts, his hands are fixed in place. He needs to apply forces and torque to the stilts to generate reaction forces, and adjust his body position in order to keep him stable. And of course, when adjusting your body position, this can apply a lateral force at the top of the stilt, which can create a turning effect in the stilt itself. Not good news when that's the only thing between you and the floor. This guy looks like he knows what he's doing, and he does. If what he's doing is falling on his face. As he lifts himself into a handstand position, his body is too far forward and his centre of mass goes beyond his base of support, so he gets a mouthful of bracken. Please remember that attempting a handstand on stilts in a confined space comes with many risks to you and to your furniture. Let's hope that wasn't an heirloom. Here she overleans and her foot hits the cupboard, giving her a reaction force that pushes her body backwards, applies a lateral force to the stilt and leads to some unexpected decluttering. Ah yes, now this seems a lot more sensible. Proper kit and a gym. I'm trying to think of a word that rhymes with pouch. Yeah, that'll do. Spinning on one hand puts his centre of mass in motion and leaves him with an even smaller base of support. And there's only one way that is going to end. Painfully.